Everybody seems to want to get sponsored. And why wouldn't you? From the outside, it looks like they're just throwing free stuff your way. And from the inside, you realise that's not true, but you have an amazing adventure along the way. One which anyone who loves the hobby, I'm sure, would fully enjoy. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk about getting sponsored. I already did that video, it's already online, and I'll leave a link at the end of the video. No, today we're going to be talking about something that's even harder than getting sponsored. The decision to stop being sponsored. A lot of you may have seen on my Facebook recently that I had to take the difficult decision to leave my servo sponsor, MKS. Despite having been with them for 12 years, having their servos in every single one of the models in this workshop, and despite not having any kind of issue with the brand or the product. Now this may seem strange, and personally I still hope that I'm not taking the wrong decision here. But that's all the more reason why it's important that when you decide to leave a sponsorship, that family that you've been part of, that you do it the right way. Thus also the reason why I already spoke with MKS before publishing on Facebook, and why I still believe in the brand to this day. I haven't fallen out with them, and in fact I genuinely wish them the best of luck going forward. So why am I leaving if I'm still happy with the brand? And where am I going having left? Well, I'm sure that more than one and two of you have figured this one out already. But let's go back to September of last year. We were at Jet Power, the world's largest jet fair, where all the manufacturers are there, including one which is already my sponsor, Powerbox Systems. And for the first time in public, they revealed their brand new 40 kilo coreless servo. That meant that from that point on, I had two sponsors, both of which offer servos, MKS and Powerbox. This wasn't the first time though that I was sponsored by two different companies, both of which had their own servos. This wasn't a coincidence though. I actually pushed Powerbox towards MKS when they were looking for a company to partner with to make their servo. I explained how I'd already been flying with them for a number of years, how they were top of the market, and they fit in perfectly with what Powerbox were looking for. Eventually, we were able to get that tied in, and both companies agreed to work together. Happy days, two sponsors working together. Now, unfortunately, things didn't quite work out. It took a little bit longer to get going than expected. The first collaboration servo came out, albeit a little bit late, and then it just took a little bit too long to get things going. So eventually Powerbox and MKS did end up splitting up, separating, and we were back to having Powerbox making the electronics, MKS making servos, and me still flying for both of them. Now that Powerbox is back to having their own servo in their lineup, no longer made by MKS because it's in-house from Powerbox, it really put me in a difficult situation between the two companies. We have MKS, who I've been with for about 12 years, and Powerbox, who I think it's something more like 17. In the end, of the two companies, both of which I love, Powerbox is the one that I have the greater family with, and it made sense to stick with them for everything. So, having explained all of this back to the guys at MKS, I thanked them profusely for the amazing 12 years together, and then said cheerio, wishing them the best of luck in the future, and moving over to use Powerbox's brand new servo. This is where it gets complicated though, because Powerbox currently has one main servo, and we're not too sure how that lineup is going to evolve, and however it does evolve is not likely to be in the short term. Now of course, that brilliant 40 kilo servo is great for most of my applications, But there are situations when we need smaller servos, low profile servos, lighter servos, and at the moment Powerbox is not able to offer that. And that's why this is actually a double announcement. From now on, moving forwards, I'm going to be sponsored by Powerbox and by CH Servo. Both companies offer servos, however, much like the previous collaboration between Powerbox and MKS, both owners of Powerbox and CH Servos are both good friends, and they already have collaborations together, as you can see by the competition SHV, or the super high voltage version of their standard competition SR2, designed to work with CH Servo's 6S lipos. So going forwards, I'm going to be using mainly the Powerbox servo for the heavy duty stuff and the CH Servos for everything else. Interestingly though, because of time constraints, for the F5, which we're halfway through building, that's going to be using CH Servos because the production run of Powerbox servos isn't ready yet. Having flown a number of models with the servos in them, I'm already impressed with the performance that they provide, and I look forward to seeing how that progresses together in the future. For anyone who hasn't checked out the CH Servo lineup, they have servo offerings from a 6-gram tiny low voltage servo, a high voltage version of the same, all the way up to a 75 kilo 6S lipo servo, all the way through with standard mounting options, side mounting options, you name it, they've probably got a servo for you. So yes, we had to make a really difficult decision, but it seems like we've come out the other side with not one but two amazing servo sponsors. Can't wait to work with them, can't wait to get some servos in the new models that are coming, so make sure you subscribe to that, and make sure to go check out both the new servo from Powerbox and also CH Servo, which is taking the world by storm at the moment. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I look forward to showing you my new projects with both these new servos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.